Okay, greetings. Welcome to Lady T Vlogs. I got some friends here today, and we're going to be talking about Donald Trump and what he going to bring as a president. This is Sandra Merle.
Hi.
What's your name?
Rosetta Rucker.
What's your name?
Rosetta Rucker.
Okay.
Brenda Collier.
All right, and this is my guest, and we're going to be talking about the presidency. So y'all can start.
So the question is, how do you think? What do you feel about a female president? How do you feel about that?
Hello,
Sound
Moto.
like some of the girls will be coming.
I'm going. I feel like having a woman as president is probably one of the best things that could ever happen to us at this very moment, because she is the most qualified. I feel like she's the most educated, and she's a very compassionate person, and she has good motherly instincts, which is good in all kinds of ways. But
So-
most of all, I just think that now is the time. It's this time in history for a woman to be president of the United States.
I agree. So, Miss Brenda, give me 3 qualifications of what makes you think that our Vice President Kamala Harris would be a great candidate for presidency.
3 reasons why.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, first of all, she's educated and she's qualified. She is very compassionate, and she is for the people.
Great. I agree with that.
I think she would bring on a whole lot of changes for the lower income bracket.
Yes, ma'am.
And all this tax, that cut all these taxes, these high price taxes and stuff like that. And I think she'll be well qualified for the older generation that's not wealthy.
Yeah.
I put it like that.
Like
because
people on low
low
income.
income and stuff like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm sure you guys are voting for her.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I am.
100%.
Yes.
I'm 100% also, and I got family members already I'm talking to that's already bagging. So it's gonna be quite, and I got a big family, and most of them is for her.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we've been listening to some of the debates, and Donald Trump ain't straight at all.
Yes,
He's
ma'am.
real crooked, very crooked person.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And we don't need that in office.
Yes.
If he can have a White House storm, what do you think he'll do about the United States? They already stormed the White House. So what if he become president? What do you think he care anything about the United States? Not at all.
Yes, ma'am.
Not at all. He bringing too much drama
Exactly.
to the United States. He needs to be out of there and out of there for good.
Yes, ma'am. I totally agree. Let me ask you, both of you ladies, this: are y'all talking to y'all grandkids and y'all children about voting? Because I'm gonna tell you what I'm running into. A lot of the young color people of color, they're saying they want to vote for Donald Trump. So somewhere down the line, something is wrong. I can't put it all on the parents or grandparents, but are y'all talking to y'all siblings and grandchildren about this? Because this election is very important.
I understand. And yes, to your question, yes, I have talked not only to my family and friends, but neighbors and council members where I live, So we are presently getting together and putting out signs in our yards and everything that I could possibly do in my own community. I'm doing it.
And mine, I already talked to them earlier, and I got one that's for Donald Trump, and I'm trying to change his mind because he's looking at the little money that he said Donald Trump gave them last year before last, but he didn't want to do it. They don't understand. He didn't do it.
That's right.
And that's
President Obama had that in action already.
Come on now.
So he did
They
not
just
do
gave
that.
him the credit for it.
They gave him the credit
Yeah.
for it. And so really, I'm trying to change his mind on that. But everybody else already gonna vote for her.
right.
So what?
And let me just say this: a lot of people are doing that, are voting for Donald
just
Trump
Because of
because of that one error, one erroneous statement, because we all know Donald Trump don't care nothing about us, not at all.
And they seem to think, from what I'm hearing, also they thinking that Donald Trump is going to give out some more of these stimulus checks. So what y'all think about that?
I don't think this.
I think
He
it's-
wasn't the one in the first place. He
Right.
did not do it the first place. So why y'all think he gonna do it this time?
Exactly.
He for the rich.
Yes.
That's
He's
it.
not for the poor.
Point blank.
Yes.
Point
Okay.
blank.
Okay, so with that being said, what do y'all think about? Okay, I think somebody did. One of y'all piggyback on the taxes. What y'all think about the taxes? Donald Trump
They
and the
should raise
taxes.
those taxes. The poor people ain't gonna be able to handle. The rich people already rich, so they don't care. That's how I
Okay.
feel about it. So I think it shouldn't even go through like
And I
that.
agree. I
Okay.
agree.
What about this stuff I'm also hearing about? They're saying Donald Trump is going to cut out this Section 8, the Social Security. There was some like 5 or 6 things they say when he get in office he's going to cut out. So if he cut out all that, what y'all think about that?
Everybody gonna
He letting you
they
know
gonna
he
have a
for the
lot of
poor,
crime.
He letting you know he for the poor.
Yeah.
Everything like
Rich.
that.
He's not. He for the
He's
rich.
not, yeah.
And he for the poor, and everything finna go bad. Cause these people,
Mhm.
they gonna get their money either way it go, and that's what he trying to do, get blacks against black. Cause
Right.
that's what finna happen.
Yes.
Yep.
And
And
that-
they ain't gonna care because they got to do something for their household. They got to bring some kind of income, and Donald Trump ain't looking at this either. He got folks on disability. He got folks on Social Security. He ain't looking at that. He don't care about even his family. So he don't care about nothing but the rich people.
I agree. I was thinking if he cut out all that, me personally, I don't really think he'll be able to do all that. But here's the thing: if he do, I think if he
Because
do
some
cut all that
Republicans,
up, the
yeah.
crime is gonna
That's
quadruple.
what I-
Crime.
yeah.
These people gonna be
Yes.
breaking in, taking our
Now,
stuff we
that's why I
work
said
for,
blacks against blacks.
and it's gonna be a
They
mass
ain't
killing. Cause people ain't finna let you take their stuff they
sure.
work hard for. So yeah, crime is gonna go through the roof.
Well, let me just say this for all the people who are not educated or aware of the Project 2025.
Yes, ma'am.
It is a plan that they have already written as to what they plan to do if Donald Trump become president. And we black people and all the poor people is aimed against us. It's to keep us suppressed and oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
And basically to send us back to our shithole countries, like he said.
Like
But it's
Yeah.
back in slavery.
Yeah.
back in slavery.
Well, y'all ain't gonna let that happen. Is
Of
Oh.
course
No,
not.
ma'am.
We
No,
have to-
ma'am. We are not going back.
If I have to go pick up
What?
everybody to come vote for her,
Right, I'm
I
gonna give him, put him on my back. Come on, y'all.
That's
I'm telling
right.
you.
Yes, we
We are
all
not
work
going back.
towards her win.
Well, Sandra, you just got back in. Come on, tell us what you think.
What I think about a woman president,
Yes, ma'am.
I can't wait. For one, I can't wait. My main thing is to see a black woman president. This would be
Hallelujah.
amazing. Yes,
Yes.
she rock.
Woohoo.
But she's a lawyer. She got other qualifications. She's a lawyer, and we need somebody like us to get in there.
To represent her.
Yes, because ain't nobody looking out for us.
That's
So whatever you think us might mean to you, that's what I'm talking about, us.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this is us people of color since that because you know we done went from
Color,
black
black,
to
woman,
African Americans to
Woman,
back to
black,
color
poor.
people of color. So
Yeah, they
I'ma
got so
say-
many names for us.
yeah, and then the Hispanic too, they do them bad
They
too.
do.
So it's not
Because
just
they
us.
colors.
Because
Yeah,
they people of color.
right, right.
I go to Mexico, they darker than us.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Sam, what you think about Donald Trump becoming president? You told me about what you think about our Vice President Kamala Harris. What you think about Donald Trump
I
if he
think
become president?
Donald Trump love power.
Yes.
So whatever he think he can do to have power, like he rock and he rule, no, he shouldn't be the president. He's taking out so many things that people of low budget
Yeah, that's
what she need.
Yeah.
retired people, Social Security people, disabled people, so many
Yes.
people. What do you think he's gonna do with them people?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with those people?
You
You can't just throw them to the side.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
That's exactly what he's doing.
What about
trying to do?
long as when you worked, they over in the corner, they've been taking out money at your job for years, just for something like this. then something like this happening. You can't get your money. That don't even sound right. He trying to make that disappear. Man.
To put it in his pocket, because they ain't gonna go in the black poor family pocket. No. What they gonna do with the money they taking away from us? What they gonna do with it? Give it to them?
He got so many business that's in the hole that ain't no telling what he willing to deal with.
Question to
and then
anyone.
I want to know one more thing. How do you got somebody with like 36 felonies
Thank
get
you.
to be the president?
Yeah, exactly. Just gonna say.
How?
He don't even need to be there, even in the
nowhere near
candidate.
the White
He shouldn't
House.
have never
Nowhere.
been a candidate.
I don't see why
What's
they got
good
him
for
up
the
there.
goose is good for the gander.
Because it was somebody black did all of this,
Girl.
they would not
Oh,
be
baby.
on their about even put them in.
Okay.
It's going. Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
See,
Saying she come on.
say what this is.
What?
Is this it?
You know what that's on?
Shit, right in my hand. In my phone.
She come on.
Continue.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you guys, what did y'all think about that January the 6th? Was that 2 years ago when they stormed the was it?
That's what I talk about.
Yeah.
We gotta
Earlier.
talk about
I
that.
said earlier.
What y'all
if
think
it
about
would've been
that?
a lot of more blacks in there, they all would have went to jail. First of all, they are dead because they couldn't have made it on the ground. First of all, and half of them ain't got charged yet for that. And I think that's wrong.
What?
About
The insurrection, how those people
went on the Capitol.
so-called patriots. Donald Trump called them his patriots because he said that they were nice people and they didn't do nothing. It was a social event that day.
But y'all see how they was climbing on walls like monkeys?
Yeah.
But they
Maybe
called
it's
How
not
they
about us.
stormed the Capitol and killed people. People died.
Yeah. And I'm not being racist, but let's be
Let's be
real. What
honest.
color were all of those people?
Okay.
white.
Self-explanatory.
White.
Okay.
But if been
And
black,
look
they've been
everybody.
shot down like dogs.
What?
They've been
Before
shot
they even
down.
got to the
There.
Capitol.
Going to the White House, they would have been stuck
But they
to
would
the
have
wall.
laid on the ground.
That
They
been
would have
they
been
new pay.
dead on arrival.
Yeah.
They do pay for this White House.
But what happened
They
to the
would have
police?
been disbanded like the Matrix, huh?
Okay.
But they didn't see. You didn't see now police officer. No
They
car.
had like
no
they got
nothing.
charged afterwards. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They did not. They did not. And that didn't make no sense whatsoever. And they didn't caught half of the people that did it yet.
Yes, ma'am.
She right.
Right where?
Over here.
Over there?
Because,
Oh, okay.
you know, I just got me a small camera today.
We were just discussing what we think about having a woman president, and also how do we feel about the possibility of Donald Trump being our next president.
And you can just state your name and tell them how you feel in your own words.
Okay, my name is Pat Hull. I'm a former member of the Justice of the Peace for Freeman County, served 2 terms. I'm the volunteer over here for Red Cross lead. I'm a community activist and business owner in West Memphis, Arkansas. My feelings about a woman president, I think it's time. We have been running the country behind the backs of strong men forever. Because it's a smart. One thing about it, you may not get the credit for it, but any man that have a wife, believe it. Pillow talk is something else. We are behind a lot of decisions. But not only that, if we take to the biblical text of it, a mother was the first one to do the teaching.
Thank you.
So with that being the case, a woman being president, I'm excited about it.
Me too.
Me too.
You know,
I'm overjoyed.
it's time.
Yeah, it's the time and
You know,
the moment.
I see the day when we have a Hispanic president.
Right.
Chinese, Vietnamese.
It's
You know,
beginning.
it's time. We cannot do presidents based upon race anymore. And President Obama proved that.
Exactly.
We can't do vice presidents based upon race. because Kamala proved that. So now we get a chance again to come around to the table and say, okay, a woman president that just so happened to look like us, a black president. It's time. How do I feel about Trump being president? Well, ex-President Trump, I feel like this. There are some charges that are still pending. If our black men, and any man, let me just take it off for black, any man that'll spend time in prison, they pay the dues. They did the crime, they took the time.
Okay.
You can't just come out and run for a position. Why would you have someone that's pending felony charges running for president? I think he should have waited until he got it all cleared up and then ran. But since it's not cleared up, then I don't think this is the time. Not in this season to run.
This is not his season.
Maybe in the next 4 years once it's cleared up. But not right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Man, ain't
Yeah,
gonna sit beside no
because
4 years.
he's a convicted felon. Let's get that clear.
Right, convicted.
And if he could get away with it, why not everybody else that's in the prison can get away with it? Even though they done did all this, he done did more than anybody in the prison done did. And he's still running for president, and they still sitting in jail. That don't make any sense at all.
That's crazy.
But this is why we have to change the law.
Yeah,
And change who we putting in there.
Exactly. That's what I was
Because we
saying.
got these Supreme Court justices, we got these representatives and legislatures that we vote on a local level, and that's what people don't
And
understand.
that's
True.
how we
It's
change.
us putting them in there. We putting these senators and different things in here.
And that's how we change.
And this is, and that's where it starts at, on the local level. We're thinking, okay, it's not in the White House, it's on the local level. We have decided to allow this nonsense to go on because either we vote on the wrong candidate or we don't vote.
You got complacent.
You know, and it's sad that we done got to the point where we're hollering, my vote don't count.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So we're putting a lot of people in office by not voting.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm glad you piggyback on that. We was talking the other day about. I run into a lot of young folks that say they're not voting. Let me finish, then y'all can say they're not voting because, like Miss Pat just said, the votes don't matter. They cheat the votes. Miss Harris, they heard bad stuff about her. Trump, they looking at these stimulus checks, so they looking at all the wrong things. So what y'all think about? What you think about that, Miss Pat?
First of all, anybody can tell you they're going to give you money. But the money got to be approved. In order to get a vote, he's going to say whatever he got to say.
Yeah.
Right.
He proved what he wasn't going to do when they sit on when all these people were dying from COVID.
Absolutely.
They gave you a little change. But guess what? That change didn't mean anything because COVID is still here. Now, if they were going to do something, then they should have let those benefits continue to run on. With the number of people that died, the money was available. They choose not to put it there because you got Social Security benefits that people died from COVID from that have been paying into it years. Where's that money at?
Thank you.
All those people that died on the jobs and different things, where is that money at? Because they don't talk about it. I lost a mom to COVID. And I know she had money that was set back, but where is that? You should have gave it to the children that was left. A lot of these kids lost their mom, dad, grandmother. They should have been getting benefits. Not only did they not help them in the school, because they were traumatized. You can't face death and not be traumatized.
Absolutely.
As an adult, when we see death, we're traumatized. Post-traumatic stress disorder. These kids cannot just get over this. And I don't know where it comes in these people's mind when they say kids get over anything. How the heck do you think kids can get over anything? And we as grown individuals can't get over it.
Exactly.
That's true.
Oh, they're going to be okay. They'll forget about it. I remember stuff when I was 5. Don't tell me these children forget about their grandparents or their mom or their dad or best friends dying from COVID. Don't tell me that they forget it. But then we so busy running around here looking for the next friendly chat, talking about Trump and stimulus and whatever he's going to give us. It's time for America to wake up, the black community to wake up, our young black people to wake up.
Yeah.
This is some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. This is during a season, I know we all at that age where voting meant everything. You couldn't wait to turn 18 to get your voter registration card because you wanted to make a difference.
Yes.
It ain't been that long. Civil Rights Act, July the 2nd, was 60 years old. It's been 60 years since we had the Civil Rights Act signed into law. Just 60 years. We are an age bracket that got signed into law with. And here it is, the Freedom Riders, Dr. King, it was so many people that died. Not just the ones that you know about, but the ones you don't know about. The ones that was hidden in the corner in the back that just went in, they hid the bodies in the, and I know of this for a fact. During a time period back then, they were just taking bodies and throwing them in the ditches.
Oh yeah,
Burying them.
Yeah, I heard about
I know of a place in Arkansas where they said many bodies was buried. You know, just because you didn't do what they wanted you to do. But here you are at the time, you got your rights now. But then you get mad when when the police pull you over and you start violating my rights. Well, where do you think the laws come from? You put these people in office, they have a right to violate your rights. Because this is who you're putting in place. So, yes, your vote do make a difference. What do you think? Where do you think your children are going to be at? These 15 and 13-year-old girls and boys. If you're not voting, then what do you think they're going to do?
Right. They're not gonna want to.
You know, it's time to wake up and stop calling about my vote don't count.
I agree.
The only reason why it don't count because you don't get up and go do it, but you get up and go everywhere else you want to go. Everywhere.
Say this.
You can go to the club, and there's nothing on the club owners because I've been a club owner. But you can go to the clubs. You can go to the beauty shops and get your hair done. I've been in the beauty shop, and you'll stay there hours. And it don't be a problem to you. But you can't go stand in line for 10 minutes to represent you and your child and make a decision. It's going to benefit you and your household. We have to stop waiting on somebody to feed us and stop looking for handouts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this ain't the season for it. So if you're thinking somebody promising you a stimulus check is going to make it better, it's not. You're not going to get it. I can tell you now.
That's crazy.
If they vote Trump in, you already know the story. And they talk about Biden being forgiveful. Well, we know Trump is forgiveful also. Ex-President-elect Trump is forgiveful. Because he forgot about all the stuff that he did.
And disrespectful.
You understand me? And there's one other thing that we got to touch on. These people saying Kamala sent black people to jail. You're going to go and nitpick on this woman doing her job. But how many of you have allowed somebody that is not of her color in this local area to send black men to jail? To Target. How many? But then you're going to say she's sending black men to jail. No, because if you get out there and do something you're not supposed to do, you sending your own self to jail. Don't blame nobody because the laws are in place when you're not trying to do anything about the laws. You can change them on a local level. You can put the right people in office that'll have some type of compassion for you. And say, okay, you know, this is a first time offense. Well, let's go with some leniency here. But then you busy hearing what's on social media and what someone else did. Do your research. Because I did mine. And the previous person that was before her was a white man. And he put 60% more people in jail than she did. But we're complaining.
Yeah.
And so I decided I'm not going to vote for her. And I'm sorry, Trump don't feel like they're going to vote for you neither because this is a lazy group of people.
Ain't that girl?
So if you sitting here waiting on them to say, okay, they said they're going to vote for me, and I'm talking to the ones that's following Trump, don't believe them. Don't believe them. They're not going to get up and vote for nobody. You can light fire under them and they still won't move.
Yeah, they're too high.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's no excuse for it. We got kids that are coming out of school every year. At least 300, 400, 600 people graduating out of school. But we don't give them the registration card because it should be mandatory to get you a registration card when you get out of school.
It should be.
They should be.
Parents, if I'm going to give my child a gift, Let me go get him a gift of a registration card along with whatever that I give him.
Come on, sis.
I can give him anything from a car with their registration card or a card with some money in it with their registration card. We're not doing our part.
Right.
Our grandparents used to get out and vote. And what make you get a vote? You want to vote. But now we're acting like we're scared to even tell them to vote. And then we got people our age talking about my vote don't count. I can't believe anybody over the age of 45 sitting down and saying, they gonna do what they wanna do. My vote don't count. This is when it gets ridiculous. And this is the season that's not for it anymore. It's time for us to wake up and do something. We can't no longer just talk a good game. We got to walk the game.
Yeah.
If you speak it, then you should be able to do it.
That's right.
Thank you, love.
And that's it for me.
Well, that was a good speech, and I agree with everything that you just said. And we as parents, we need to get busy with our children, educate them on real life, not just what they see on social media.
Exactly.
Girl living in the air fryer too long.
That's not educating your children.
Yeah.
That's doing them more harm than good.
Everything.
Was that the end of our segment?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this before I end the broadcast.
Okay.
Me personally, I took my 2 oldest grandsons. They told me they wasn't voting. I said the devil is a lie.
Okay.
And y'all is voting because I'm taking y'all to vote.
That's right.
That was during pandemic when they first turned the age of voting. Guess what? I drugged them in there and they voted, baby.
Okay.
And we got it done. So guess what? Since I drugged them in there, they beast me. They be telling my grandma, we gotta go vote. They vote. Every time it's time for them to vote, they go vote. I don't even have to drag them. They just vote now.
And that's good.
So, and they voting Democrat. So
Yeah.
I am excited. But look, thanks, ladies. Everybody being on the panel. It was nice. It's your girl, Lady T, and I'm out. Talk to you later.
All right.